G'day guys, just about to pack up camp, but before I do that, I thought I'd give you a closer look at my 80 series. Bit of an old girl, but I'll tell you what, she's a good old darling. Have a look over here. The Canopy, because this is my latest accomplishment, you could say. Doesn't look like much, it's a bit rough and ready, but it's a work in progress. So I've got the Canopy done, I've got a big section at the back here, and the main reason I've done it like this is actually the dog box, believe it or not. But for the purposes of this trip, it's also got heaps and heaps of storage. We can throw everything in there. You're probably thinking, why don't I add some shelves and a few bits and pieces in there? And the main reason being I've kept it nice and bare for this particular trip, just so I can use it, get the lay of the land, see what I need, and that way I can just add bit by bit, and I'm not taking things out that don't work for me. One piece at a time, nice and slowly. So this section here stops there, and on the other side, I'll give you a look at that later. But this side, I've got all the cameraman's gear in here, but this side actually goes right through to the other side there as well. So I've got things like fishing rods in mine, so you can go right across anything that's nice and long. The swag fits in there, the guitar, that's always a good one. So that goes across there as well. It's got all the lighting in there. So that lights it up. You probably can't see it real well now, but when it's dark, it does a good job. And so far, so good with this Canopy. It's actually a little bit shorter than what I originally had for a tray, and the reason I've done that is I've got it right in line with the chassis, so I've got a good departure angle now. The one that used to overhang there always got caught up on rocks and things, and I always put it into stupid predicaments. So nice and short tray, functional. That's pretty much what I was after. I've got 35s on there now. That's a bit of an upgrade for this trip. I used to run 33s, but I put the 35-inch tyres on there now, and they're working pretty good. I've only got bogged a couple of times, so they're going pretty good. And I'll walk you through around here, but I want to show you my favourite part of it. This, to me, is the heart of the 80 series. Looks a little bit rough in here, but this is running a 1HD FTE engine. So this has been a conversion. It's actually out of a 79 series or 100 series LandCruiser, factory turbo diesel. And for me, these are the ultimate in four-wheel drive off-road motors. They're reliable as, I've seen them go for over 1 million kilometres untouched without popping anything off 1 million kilometres out of them. So that's why I chose this particular engine after I blew my last one at 580,000 kilometres or so. So this one's gone in. It's got a few extra bits and pieces too. I've got a bigger turbo and airbox and all that sort of thing, so it goes good too. And it sounds really good. That's what I love about it. Anyway, that's enough out of that. I'll close this. That's top secret in there. Come around here. As I said, that actually goes right through. So I've got the guitar in there, a few bits and pieces, but the real beauty about this is sort of the wet area as well. So I can put all the old recovery straps and stuff like that. That was the whole idea of it. In here is my kitchen. So this is fully sealed. Not that I've got a steel bloody chainsaw in there at the moment as well, but the idea is this is going to be my kitchen setup. It's about 20% done, we'll say. The stove will come out onto this section here eventually. That's the idea. I'll have a stove that pops out, but you can see I've already started doing a little bit of the cabinetry and things myself. So I like to do things myself, mainly because I know what I like and how I like it. And if it doesn't work properly, I can only blame myself. So that's that. I'm going to give you a look on the inside now, because that's where it's a little bit different. You'll see there's something missing, and that's a back seat. So I've actually chosen to put the fridge in this back seating area. Now I don't have any kids. I don't really have much of a need for a back seat. So to me, this is really, really valuable storage space. One of the things I like about putting all my storage and heavier stuff up here is it's in front of the axle. So it keeps the car nice and balanced. And things like the fridge and all your batteries, it's actually got a third battery in there, I'll show you in a second, but things like that tend to add a lot of weight to the four-wheel drive, and if you put it at the back in your tray, it's really going to add to that extra weight at the back there. It's not really good for any dual cab especially, but especially on something that's been chopped into a ute as well. So the fridge is in the back there, that's permanently mounted. It means I don't need to have a fridge slide. That's less moving parts, nothing that's going to break there. And you can see here I've got some power points, and that's because I've got a big inverter in there, a pure side wave inverter, and I've got it nice and easy to get to. So things like, you know, charging up your phone batteries, and you know, if you want to run anything that runs off 240 power, it's right there, easy to get to. So that's really good. And I'll bring you back over here because I skipped a section. I'm going to show you on the inside. Well, I'll give you a look in here first too. I'll keep the recovery gear right there just in case any of the crew get bogged, because they always get bogged, and I need to get them out of a hurry, I need to get them out in a real hurry. That's what I was going to say. So that's there. I've got some extra power outlets in the front here. Once again, that's for things like phone chargers, LED lighting, bits and pieces that we keep on the inside here. And when you're traveling, that's hooked up straight up to my auxiliary battery. That there is worth its weight in gold, and you never know when you need a charging cable, it's right there. And one of the other good mods that I've done with it, and you won't be able to see it, but my radio, or the head unit, is actually hooked up to the auxiliary battery as well. I've got it on a separate switch. The main idea of it, I can leave the music blare and doesn't really matter. And if I leave it on overnight, as you do, you forget about it sometimes, I'm not going to wake up to a dead battery, or at least not a dead starting battery. So really good mod there. Come around this side. So once again, back seats are missing. This is my main bag. Let's get this out of the road for you. That's where I keep all my clothes. I like to keep it in there just in case. That's a nice and high spot. If I sink the car, I know my clothes are going to be nice and dry. That's a big thing. Now I've also got a bit of a section just in here. Made this all myself. Bit of a carpenter, I call myself, but not really. So a bit of a storage section under here. And in this side, I've actually got a third battery as well. So third auxiliary battery, and that's charged by the solar panel up on the roof. And the whole idea of up here is this is all the stuff that you need that's just really practical around camp. So things like deodorant, because I stink a little bit sometimes, sunscreen, baby wipes, worth their weight in gold. Sometimes you just need a shower, there's no showers around, baby wipes come in handy. And then of course I keep a bit of a go bag, a bit of an outdoorsy go bag. So when you pull up, you find a really nice walk, you want to go for a hike, that's ready to go. It's got snacks, it's got safety gear, little first aid kit, all that sort of stuff. It's ready to go at a moment's notice. And of course I've got the first aid kit in there as well, which is a bit of a home built sort of kit with things that I think could come in handy. So that stays in there, nice and easy to get to. And of course you need toilet paper, always got to keep that handy as well. And what else is in there? Inside that as well, I've got all your little bits and pieces with the charger side of things. So I've got the UHF radio, the main unit actually sits in the back there, gets it out from under the dash, doesn't rattle around and that sort of thing. Battery chargers, all that, all the fuse panels, they're in there as well. So trying to make the most of that sort of space. So far, so good. I'll tell you what, it's about 80% complete, but I reckon I've got about 20 million ideas of little things I can do to this when I get home. Hope you've learned a little bit out of that. Catch you later.